The Tennessee Volunteers take another step, another block place as they continue to build towards what they ultimately want to accomplish, which is winning the SEC, making the college football playoff, all that. But last night, you get a win over Kentucky. Final score in Knoxville with the dark mode uniforms on, Tennessee 28, Kentucky 18. What do we take away from this one? What is the overall vibe coming out of this one if you're a Tennessee fan or just a college football fan in general? We'll talk about it right now. Make sure you're subscribed now. So we're talking about college football every single day. We are doing a live show 3 times a week on this very platform, 11 a.m. Eastern, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Basically, it's talking about college football every single day, the greatest sport on the face of planet Earth. We do it right here. So make sure you're locked in. Make sure you're subscribed. We appreciate you in advance for doing that. So like I mentioned, last night felt like another step in the right direction for Tennessee. Now, another step doesn't mean you cross the finish line and you arrive, but it felt like another step. And while the final score maybe leaves a little bit of something to be desired with it only being 10 points, this felt like a game that Tennessee was very close to blowing open if a couple of things break differently. If you make your field goals, yeah, different football game. You don't turn the football over, yeah, different ball game. But still, even with that being said, there's a lot of positives. Nico looked more confident. The box score indicated as much. No interceptions. Threw for darn near 300 yards. That's encouraging. Everyone post-game talked about how much confidence and poise he played with. Dylan Sampson, yet again, pounding the freaking rock. I mean, ran for 142 last night, 5.3 yards a carry. That'll do just fine. Tennessee, again, showing they are a gritty outfit. Also, how about his last touchdown, too? Just a quick side note here. Gets held up, and then you see the entire team, Nico Iamaleava included, throwing the body weight behind them into the end zone for Dylan Sampson. Just felt like kind of an attitude sort of run, not just for Dylan Sampson, but for the Tennessee football team, for the offense. Like, I love that. That was a beautiful thing, and I'm sure it fired everyone up that was in that stadium, as well as who was watching at home. The defense is really freaking good. I understand the box score says one thing. It says you allowed almost 200 yards on the ground. I think Tennessee played a lot better than that defensively, and I think they're going to keep them in every single game that they play. So, I think, for me at least, I leave this game still feeling a little bit like, man, when is it all going to come together for Tennessee? Because we see so many good things happening for them. We see all the pieces. We talk about the quarterback, talk about the head coach, and I keep arriving at this same thought really consistently week after week. I just don't realize that we're arriving at the same thought. And the thought is that the expectations of this football team and who they have at quarterback, in large part, I think, is their greatest enemy when it comes to the outside looking in and how we assess Tennessee. Because expectations now are you have a gifted quarterback with Josh Heupel and a really good defense. They should not just accomplish what they accomplished in 2022. They should do more than that. They should score over 40 a game. They should be in the national title hunt. And they're definitely in the national title hunt, having only lost one football game. Let's make sure that's clear. But the reality is, this is all a process, right? There's a lot of football games left to be played. If you're Tennessee, you hope you're playing into December. There's a lot still in front of them. And so success isn't linear, but it's a consistent journey for growth. Not to get too philosophical there, but like I truly think that's what Tennessee is. And we're trying to assess them based on 2022 standards. This isn't 2022. This isn't that football team. It's not Jalen Hyatt and Hendon Hooker. This is Nico Iamaleava and an offense that is, again, proven they're close at a lot of different points, but still maybe a half step here, a play there, a turnover there from getting to where they ultimately want to go and playing at the level they expect to play at. And so when I talk about Nico, man, I think you really think that his best football is ahead of him. That's 110% true. That's the good news if you're a Tennessee fan. The comp that I have for him actually is that of C.J. Stroud when he was at Ohio State. Because when C.J. Stroud got to Ohio State and eventually got the starting role, there was not really a whole lot of question of like, does he have the physical giftings? Can he throw the football downfield? Can he make all those throws? Everyone knew C.J. Stroud was that guy and had the juice. However, when you're the quarterback at a place like Tennessee or a quarterback at a place like Ohio State, it takes a little something extra. I think it takes a little acclimation process for you individually to go from being the starting quarterback to ultimately being the guy. And that jump from QB1 to the guy, I think that's where the magic happens. And what I mean by being the guy, it means you're confident, you know what you're doing, you are all the way dialed into everything happening, not just on your side of the football, but the other side of the football. Like Nico Iamaleava, I keep saying this, man, like he's still very early on in his career. That was game 8 for him. And I know the pressure he came in with being the top recruit in America and being, the supposed $8 million man. Like, there was all this hype and all this pressure. And so the fact that he is having to grow and trend upward and that we're having to see him progress in real time, like, it's not a microwavable world, especially not at the quarterback position. He's going to be really good. He was really good last night. You saw, again, more growth and more success for him. But just because he's not Hendon Hooker right now, 8 games into his career, I don't think anybody should be hitting the panic button or saying, oh my gosh, what's up with Tennessee? No. You beat Kentucky by 10. You know how much that's going to matter in a few weeks? Not at all. All that's going to matter is that you won the football game. Okay, so would you have liked to make your field goals? Would you have liked to not have that fumble? Would you have liked to have this game be a little bit more definitive? Sure. But again, if we're talking about what's ahead of Tennessee, if I'm a Tennessee fan, I'd much rather us play our best football a little bit later this month, preferably against Georgia. When we go to Athens, that's when I want to see our best football played. November 2nd, cool. Let's get a win. Let's get a win. Let's have our quarterback play well. Let's run the football. Defense, do what you do. And let's find a way to take another step in the right direction. That's what last night was. So I don't think that we need to read too much into the negatives or the positives. I just think, again, overall, if you're zooming out and looking at the graph and the trend that is Tennessee, maybe it's not just a straight linear line up and to the right. But I think when you look at the overall progress, it is continuing to trend the right direction, continuing to trend up, and Nico Iamaleava is continuing to evolve into, I think, the quarterback that he will eventually be at Tennessee. And I think the quarterback he's going to be at Tennessee is going to be one of the best to come through Knoxville. I'm not backing off that statement. So, get in the comment section, subscribe here, get at me on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, at PicKell. Let me know what you thought of last night's win over Kentucky from Tennessee. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Going to keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time.